What's up, race fans? Speed Zone TV here tonight. I'm your host, broadcasting tonight's race, Robert Warrens for Roughnecks Racing, James Wagner's Welding Truck Series. This is race number 2 at Homestead, Miami Speedway. So these guys are going to be duking it out tonight. We've seen this weather before: 75 degrees, partly cloudy, 1 mile an hour winds, 92 humidity. We're going to be under the lights here, but you're not going to be able to see a lot of that cloud cover. Beautiful facility here. And for, I think, about 29 years, meow, quite some time. And, this track's known for its scenery. It's 20-degree bank turns. Drivers just finished up qualifying. Let's take a look at our grid as we get ready to duke it out tonight. So taking the pole is Hot Shoe Matt Barker. Outside of him is Mark Morton. 79 machine Matt Worrell in the 3rd spot. Hurst, the 3 machine, in 4th. Don Francesco in 5th. Lussier in 6th. Pylon in 7th. Last week's winner. Well, 2 weeks ago's winner. Grace in 8th in the 12 machine. Copperthorne, he's had a bunch of good runs in that 98 machine, in 9th. Summerford, new to the series, haven't seen his name before, in the 22 machine. Hawkins in 84. Straminsky in the 34 in 12th. Isgrig in 13th. Richardson in 14th. And 15th is Fuller. And 16th is McKee in that 31 machine. Phillips in the 46 and 17th. Presley in the 17 machine in 18th. Miller is in the 19th spot. Murdoch is in 28 machine and 20th. Manning in the 78 and 21st. BB is rolling out 22nd. Ramsey, he finished 3rd on our opening night at Daytona in 23rd spot. Wilkinson in 24th. Laurent 25th. Heartland 26th. Hunter 27th. And Vandenberg in 28th. 28 trucks in the field tonight. It's going to be a spicy one. Daytona was a little bit challenging. A lot of drivers are able to, kind of race hard and also, make the most of the track because, there's not really an advantage for somebody at Daytona. They did note a little bit more tire wear than what they had saw in the past. The left side tires were wearing out. But we're just getting ready to drop the green here. Lights are off on the pace truck. Green, green, green. But Morton gets a pretty good haul on Barker on the outside. Oh, bumping already in the middle of the back. The cars there. Morton's going to run the high side here. Yellow is out. Rough start for Roughneck Racing. See what we can find on our Speed Zone TV instant replay. We just had a bunch of carnage here. Back to this here. I already see it's happening in front. We saw them all bobble as they went into backstretch. Right here, we're 3 wide. Going into turn 1. That's the 84 machine. Hawkins. Gets a shot in the rear there. And that's going to be sending him around. Let's just back it up one more time. Unfortunately, no. Looks like boy, Hawkins soloed it. Might have locked it up. No contact on the 17, but this breaks loose on entry. Not sure if there was, maybe a brake bias issue or whatnot. 84 is going to go around. See the scrambles starting to happen. The 40 is nowhere to go. BB gets tagged from behind. 83 Jack Daniels. That's the 63 of Heartland, newcomer series there. 20's turned around as well. 20 of Wilkinson. 6. Carnage as well. That's Laurent. A lot of carnage there. Let's pop over back to our live action. That was a lot to take in for the first corner of the race, and hopefully that's not going to be indicative of the rest of the night. 100 laps is a long time. We're excited to bring you the coverage at Speed Zone TV. The Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Season number 7. Saw some great battles last season. And, you know, an awesome championship had formed. We're locked in for a 12 race series. It's heads up here. They don't run the playoff format. So my preference is to actually not run the playoff format as well. It makes for better racing. Somebody's always in contention. Lights are out on the pace truck again. Barker controlling the field. Morton blinking out under caution. We're going to have to be mindful of that. Hopefully these guys get a better start than they did last time. Heading into turn 3. Drivers are going to pull their belts. Again, like it's the first time. They didn't complete a lap, but here we go. They'll try again. Morton and Barker even right here. Green is out. Barker gets the proper start this time. He's going to fire off like a banshee. Taking the field down into turn 1. It looks like the drivers are settled down a little bit. On the high side there. Oh, contact there, Hurst. Going around. I don't know if I'll be able to get him fast enough. Heavy damage on that 3 machine. He's limping. It looks like he's suffering wheel damage. Yeah, and there's significant damage there. No caution is out. We're going to get back. Lead action. Morton's shooting up the outside of Barker. This track has got 2 distinct lines. You can run the wall. It tends to be a little bit harder on the tires, but, you know, it does generate momentum. I was always a fan, or I'm always a fan of just low and slow. Unless, you know, it's time to power push. And estimated fuel window is about 40 laps, so we shouldn't expect to see the drivers until lap 43 if we maintain green here. But Morton's starting to pull away. But about 3-4 tenths faster the last lap around. Yellow is out. Sure if I see why. Look at pass right here. Oh, found it. Like vehicle here of Vandenberg on the exit of 4 is in a yaw right there. You can see the rear end of that truck sliding out in that fantastic Ford. The 63 machine of Heartland also brushing the wall there. But he's going to solo it. We're going to have to give a call out to his family. Let him know he's okay. But that's some damn significant damage on that The 26 machine. That's not going to feel too good. Hopefully those Hans devices, neck restraints or next gens, have done justice there and kept his noggin intact. But that's going to be why the caution came out. He's going to have to tow here. You can see he's stuck. Back to live action here. Nobody's come into the pits just yet. Surprising. I didn't think, you probably don't want to give up track position and have a shot of falling back in the field. That doesn't seem like a good strategy to me. A couple of the guys in the tail end of the pack have pitted now. But our leaders are pretty much all locked in and haven't pitted just yet. Just seeing the right-hand side of the screen here. Piling up in that 29 machine. He's up 4 spots right now. One of our biggest movers in the top 8. Summerford up 3 spots in the 7th position. Good job for him. Stravinsky up 3 spots. Manning, that 78's truck, up 9 spots right now. Looks like a hungry hippo out there. Lights are off on the pace truck again. We haven't seen a lot of green flag action just yet. Hoping to see these drivers settle down and allow tire strategy to be a thing and fuel strategy. Thinking about our fuel window now, we're probably looking at around lap 46 or so. Sure, after a 2-week hiatus, fall of the holidays, drivers are a little bit restless trying to get back in the groove of things. Next week, we're headed to Michigan Speedway for an 80 laps. Then after that, on the 23rd, we'll be hitting up Kentucky. And then we're going back to the old Rockingham. That'll be a challenging facility on July 30th. Pace truck just ducked in. Mort is our control car, and he gone. 79 machine of Warhol giving Barker a good push with piling on the bottom. Warhol sporting the Speed Zone TV. Shout out to you, brother. Island's hungry for that lead. Drivers are battling a little bit further back, a little bit harder. There's that 78. We talked about it, low and slow. He's running the bottom groove. .34, Straminsky in front of him. 2 of Richardson in behind. A 3-way battle for the lead with Morton, Pilot, and Barker. We're going to pop up there and take a look at them. Pilot on the underside of Barker. Big momentum for that 96 truck coming down the front stretch. Had some good runs last season, but wasn't able to run the full season. We saw, Barker in that 96 truck struggle with some luck, actually. And that unfortunately kind of sowed where he ended up in the points. Kind of lost momentum and lost the hunger for it, personal commitments. But that truck suffered some significant damage last season. Battle a little bit further back here. 17 of Presley battling it out with the 15 of Miller. And behind that, there's 3 trucks. That's going to be 20 machine of Wilkinson. In front of him is the 27 of Hunter and the 28 truck of Murdoch. Morton is checking out from the field. He's 8/10 ahead. Light battle here between Richardson and Phillips. We'll take a look at this. Richardson on the bottom side of that 46 truck. You see that high line just rolls the momentum. Got a long way to go before fuel stop potential. Once these tires get a little bit worn, they'll start to hop in the cockpits of some of these drivers just to watch their inputs. One thing I always like to do is bring the strategy to you guys and allow you to understand how these drivers are able to maintain speed and momentum. Good battle here. 78-79 will pop on board with 78 of Manning, who's chasing down 79 of Worrell. And behind him there you can see Dylan Grace in the 12th truck. Manning's up 13 spots tonight. Impressive run so far. Likely to expect him to be a contender. He had several good runs later in the season. Like I had a little iRacing freeze there. Exactly. But we saw him in the second half of season 6 just put together dominating performances. Now we're starting to make some headway. Drivers are looking to complete lap 19 and start lap 20. About a third of the way through the potential fuel run. I mean, Manning did finish 5th last week, so definitely in a good contention. And Worrell, who he just passed, finished 4th. That'd be a top 5 trucks. Taking a look at the 98 machine at Copperthorne. Also another good contender from last part of the season of season 6. Copperthorne stitched together some good runs. Look at some lap times now. Looks like we got Morton running 33.5s. Our second place of Pylan, 33.7s. Mix of the rest of the field is high 33s, 34-second laps. So we'll have to kind of watch how it pans out. A lot of racing surface here, so, you know, if drivers give space, then, you know, you're able to run both grooves, make the most of it. Seeing a lot of good racing up in the top 5 right now. 22 under Summerford in front of the 98. Copperthorne being chased down by Manning, and then you can see that black truck, the 24 of Don Francesco. Tweaked had a win last season, but was a newcomer in season 6. Expecting him to be a threat for season 7 for the Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Manning looking to the inside of Copperthorne going into turn 1. Sends it deep. Able to get a run there. Wants to drift up and close the door. And he does. "16 spots tonight and closing in." Hanging out with our leader, the 88 machine of Mark Morton. Same thing with him last season is he wasn't able to run a full season, but did a heck of a job when he did show up, that's for sure. Hearing some rubbing of the wall. I don't know if you can hear that, but I definitely did. Making work of the 83 to put him a lap down. Take a look around the battle here. Straminsky making a move on the 12 machine of Dylan Grace, who's now down 3 spots, looking like tire wear might be a factor for him. We're about 20 laps away from our estimated fuel window for those that didn't fit. Ooh, brush to the wall for that 12 machine. Manning might have been the fastest truck on the track in that 78 the last time around. But he's sitting 3 seconds back from our leader. Great run for this 5 machine. Plus here. Running in 8th currently. Positioned together a reputable performance right now. Straminsky on the bumper of Barker's, looking for the crossover here. Definitely overdriving this track. You're going to load up that right front. When you load up that right front, you're not going to be able to get center speed, and you're going to develop a loose exit because you don't have any right front tire. Last time around, again, Manning with the fastest lap. We're all in 6th, second fastest by the looks of it. Third fastest would be the 29 of Pylon in 2nd. You can see that that gap is slowly closing for Pylon and Manning, but is there going to be enough time before that pit window opens up? Because, if we know that the regular fuel window is around 40 laps, and, what's the strategy going to be here, right? Because you're going to need to at least do a splash, so somebody's going to short pit it. Who's going to hold out. But there's a couple drivers that are going to be able to one-stop it, I think. Coming in a lot. Oh, I think our last caution was around lap 20. All right. Time to see what these hoodlums are doing in the cockpit of the 24 machine, Don Francesco. See that right front sliding as he's making ground on Pylon. I thought that said Wagner's whiskey for a second. I was getting thirsty. I didn't know we had a business expansion opportunity. Is able to complete the pass on Manning, and putting our laps time register with the pass there. He was pretty competitive as far as time. Let this go around one more lap. About 15-ish laps away from our first green flag pit stops, if they do happen. See the input there that we're all coming back. Oh, it was Worrell, wasn't Piling. Get your head in the game, broadcaster. Big crossover. Actually turning into a little intense battle here between 24 and 79. 4 seconds back from our leader. 2 seconds back from second and third. Little brush of the wall in behind there. I'm not sure who that was. Too far back. Might be a lap truck. Hopping board with the 29 machine. Observe the inputs here. See Morton up at the wall. A lot of grip on the high side of 2 when you're up against the wall near that seam. We got some takers coming in. Bunch of trucks in the pits here. Manning is closing the gap on Morton immensely. If that's the right word, but we used it. Take a look at the lap times here. And look at that. Live pitting. Oh, yellow's out. Roll through, gentlemen. Roll through. I don't know what happened there. Let's see. Right here. Our Speed Zone TV instant replay. On board with the 17 of Presley on the exit of 4. Hard contact with that inside wall. And that's going to be what brings out the caution. Really need to see that. I was looking forward to green flag stops. Showing Worrell crashed. I'm not sure why. That stopped. See if there's anything here. Not sure what happened there. Can't get up the bank like that, brother. Carnage everywhere. Back to live action here. That was carnage under caution right there. Worrell is our leader. Morton Manning pitted the lap before, a little bit older tires. Looks like Quarles coming in with Hurst in behind. Coming to lap 40 now. Morton and Manning are going to be doing the tango up front in P1 and 2. Their tires shouldn't really be a factor as far as age. They already got one extra lap on them. Fortunate for everyone is I'm out of spaghetti. Eating chicken pasta right now, just in case you're wondering. All this talking makes you hungry sometimes. Lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to go green again. Love to see these guys have a green flag stop tonight. Morton gets a great start, shifts through the gears well. Manning trying to tuck in behind, but Pylon says, nah. Woo! That was a 29 machine darting down the track, coming to the exit at 2. Heartland has crashed. No caution is out. On board the 22 machine, that's where the camera's focused right now. That's Summerford. Running tight on the bumper of the 98 at Copperthorne. Don Francesco 1.3 back of our leader Morton, but you can just see the hornet's nest of cars coming down the backstretch. Down into turn 3. Thought in the first run Morton checks out from the field, but then they're able to wheel him back in. Wheeling and dealing. Tight battle. 5 truck has got some pressure on him. 28 of Murdoch. Richardson, Ryan Hunter. 84 of Ramsey. Or Hawkins. It's a good run there. This here is going to be backing off. Heartland has crashed again. Let's take a look at what brought out the caution with our Speed Zone TV instant replays. Watching it here. Driver's up in the marbles, loads up the truck out of 2, overcorrects. Slides it. Going to bring out our caution. That's unfortunate for the field to have to stack it up, but also very unfortunate for our leader, Morton, as, you know, he's pushing a little bit harder, so tire wear is going to be a greater factor for him. And cycling through tires like this is not ideal. Guys only got 2 sets of tires, I believe. Extra sets, so, you know, they got to be very strategic with how they bolt on the last rubbers. Give a shout out to our sponsor, Wagner's Welding. Coming on board for another season, making it possible for everyone to view this at home. Gonna take a second and roll the little commercial we got.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagner Welding. Wagner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagner Welding. Wagner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor.
Definitely want to be a part of the action here for Season 7. 28 trucks in the field tonight, but we've had a few cautions. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles here. This track's a little bit challenging on the edge of the corners with that 20-degree banking. And as tires get worn, the trucks become a little unstable. Require a lot of patience from drivers to manage it. Lights are off on the pace truck. Again. I don't know if Martin has had a battle from Don Francesco just yet. This could be a good little boxing match here as to who prefers what line. See the shimmer of these cars just under the lights at Miami Homestead. "29 years in the making since it opened, had a ton of iconic events and battles throughout the years. It's 43,000 people 2019 forward. So, you know, you're watching at home, but there's fans in the stands. Trucks in. Morton gets a great start again. Looks like Manning's underneath Francesco. Summerford in behind with Copperthorne and Pylon. Pylon's able to get back up some of that track position that he lost from getting loosey-goosey on the exit of 2. Looks like clean air is a factor here. Being too tight on somebody's bumper is likely causing a little bit of an aero push. We've just hit the halfway marker. But don't worry, there's lots of racing left. Morton running that high side again. Looking at lap times, he was a couple tenths quicker the last time around. Fastest truck in the field is that 88 machine. Just opening up the Gapplebee sauce. Spreading it all over the track as he's 6 tenths ahead of the second place of Manning. Only 5 tenths. Manning gains a little bit of ground right there. Drivers trade lap times. Morton dropping to the bottom side now. Using up all the track. Interesting too is that, you know, iRacing does have a dynamic track surface, so as something gets more rubber on it, it can lose speed, and sometimes you'll see drivers search around trying to find the best route possible. Squiggle from that 88 machine running the bottom side that time. Opening up that gap a little bit again on the 78 of Manning. Look for some other battles here. Take a look at Straminsky and Lussier. Hawkins and Richardson in behind. Big check up in behind. Here comes Warhol passing the 12 of Grace. Bunch of hungry drivers here trying to battle for track position. I don't know if charging hard here is going to be a good thing for the 79 truck. I'll have to go ahead and watch him a little bit more. Morton is gapping the field a little bit more, up to 9/10. Running 33.2s. 28 machine actually just ran a 33.2 as well. Very impressive. The 8 machine is the fastest truck on the track. 33.3. Actually tied with the 24 of Don Francesco. Making use of that high side. Very interesting. See if that truck holds together the longer it goes in the run. Back up here with our leader now, the 88 of Morton. Look at our pit stop laps. So these drivers got approximately 20 laps on their tires. We just had one caution not too long ago that restacked the field. So we should have to see drivers come in at around 37 plus 40 plus the caution around lap 80. Be interesting to see if somebody short pits it. To try to jump track position. Doing something like that though, you might see a caution come out and then just snaggle it away. We got a caution. Not sure where just yet. Be hard to tell. Not seeing any indication here. Click on it, see what happens for our Speed Zone TV instant. Cars here. Got the 84 Hawkins sideways, so let's take a look here. That's the 3 machine of Hearst suffered some damage earlier. Oh, in front of him there. Let's see. Truck is 5 of Lussier and Warhol. Kind of see what. Love to see what happened here. Back one more time. Got time. We like spending time together. Go. Full brush to the wall. 5 shoots up the track. 79 comes down as well. That's going to be a tough call. Kind of a racing deal. If the 79 should have been coming down so much, but that's what we got. It's what we got to see. Back to some live action here. Let's see what's on. Morton coming out of the pits. Top it up for fuel. Gonna have to see if that's the move. Other drivers coming in as well. You can see Summerford, Hawkins, Grace, Phillips, all just by looking at the ticker that they rolled through the pits as well. Lights are off on the pace truck. Lap 62, lap 61 about to kick off. 39 laps to go. Well, 40 laps to go when we take the green. Manning, Don Francesco, Pylan, Copperthorn, Murdoch in our top 5 have been up front all night. Morton pitted. We could take a look at pit stop times to see if he took fuel only. I think that's going to be the strategy somebody wants right now. I don't know if taking your last set of tires is the move. What do I know? I'm just a talker. These truck ducks in one more time. Green is out. Manning gets a good start. 24 machine tucks in behind, but Pylan says, nuh-uh. They're running tight. Good run off the corner by the 24. Pylan's still there as they go down into turn 3. It'll be interesting to see if Morton is able to work the field. Mincy closes the door on Morton to protect the high side. Down the backstretch, they're going to be 3 wide here. Minsky brushes the wall slightly. Grace sliding up the track. Morton brushes it too. Little sparky sparks. And he is on the move, that 88 machine. Yellow is out. Not what we need to see. Take a look at our Speed Zone TV instant replay here. 63. Woo. Not sure if there was an incident in front or getting involved in that. Little far chase cam. See, there's a contact there in front. But 63 just comes down. Door slams Barker, tags Hearst. And that's going to be the only contact. The other contact was resolvable. That 63 causing some significant damage to his truck and others. As you can see, that left front bumper. Say hello to the wall. Let's watch. Oh, just a kiss, Daddy. That was creepy. Don't do that. All right, back to live action. Everyone's going to be coming down the pits. We'll see if Morton stays out. Oh, Morton's in the pits as well. Like other drivers did not come in. That's our lead group there. Manning, Don Francesco, Murdoch, Grace, Summerford, Hawkins, Laurent, Hunter, Ramsey, all did not pit. Morton's coming back out in 10th spot. "35 laps to go at the line." Roughneck Racing has partnered with Renegade Racing. These guys are running super late models on Thursday nights. That's tomorrow. Different style of racing, short track racing. You can see some tempers flare, but obviously in a short track, tire management is super crucial. Throttle control, super late models are very powerful. So you see a blend of drivers hop over between the two series. Got the 760 graphics here in the market for some fresh drip paint. I'm gonna hit those guys up. Lights are off on the good old truck. Guys are holding out tonight. Holding out on the pit stops. Manning hasn't been in since lap 37, the 28 machine, lap 38. Race, Summerford, Hawkins, Laurent, Hunter, all lap 58. Likely putting them into a potential pit window to go the whole way. If we were to estimate here, the 37 should be able to get to around a lap 8. So based on the cautions that we've had, green's underway once again. Trouble in Paradise a little bit further back. Running 3 wide. It's Island, Morton, Copperthorn, and I believe Hunter. Yellow is out again. Not sure where that happened. Going to crash right here. Let's take a look at our Speed Zone TV instant replay. Like the 20 just loses control of the back end. 46. Nowhere to go. Straightens them up. Let's see what else happens here. Oh, loses it again. Locks him up. Barker. We talked about this earlier. If there's one person that has no luck, it's that 96 truck. Unfortunately, nowhere to go for him. That's going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay. We'll pop over back to live action. I think they should change his nickname to No Luck Barker. That was not cool. So a reminder, next week we'll be going to Michigan Speedway for 80 laps, then Kentucky on the 23rd for 100 laps, and then back to the Rockingham, very aggressive surface track. So that's sure to be a challenge. We get over into August, Chicago, Pocono, Talladega, Indianapolis. And then we'll be crowning a champion at Charlotte after we head to Las Vegas and Auto Club. "12 races to crown a champion. And it's really early. To see who's going to settle out. Tonight's racing's been very different from the Super Speedway. We didn't see a lot of these trucks up front last week, and now we're seeing a different mix of players come up to the forefront. Probably see the lights come off here this time by. Leaving 30 laps to go when we take the green. '24 truck is taking an interesting strategy here. Holding out to the very end for fuel. These cautions are working in his favor. Long caution laps, 1 minute and 20 seconds per caution lap. Green is out. 24 gets a great start over the 12 of Grace with Summerford in behind. Hawkins up front now as well. Take a look at the battle a little bit further back. Tight off the corner. Little rub in there. I think that's Hunter. The 27, the black truck. Hearing sliding. No caution is out. Morton is charging to the front. Woo, that's Summerford ducking down. Able to get back in line here. We're all giving a little quarter panel. Caution is out. Not really sure what happened. Try to find it once again here. Around a couple different cars. It's in front of us. I think it's behind us. There we go. Oops. Some good and bad timing. Right there. 14 machine of Fuller. Back it up and see what happened here. A big chase into the corner. His grid comes up into the 28. 28 tags 14. Not sure if his grid had some checking up. I guess, you know, you're checking up for the 15. Gary Miller. Tries to get up off of them. Perhaps doesn't realize that they're 3. That's going to be a tough break for that 14 truck because he hits the wall hard. And right here is where the devil's kiss comes. 63 says hello. That's Heartland. He's been involved in a few cautions tonight. Going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay. It's going to be interesting to see now. And it looks like we've already had it happen. Is Don Francesco has rolled through the pits. Sitting 16th. Drivers are doubling up. Lights are off on the Pusca. Speed Zone TV tonight. I'm your broadcaster, Robert Warnes. Bringing you all the action for race number 2, season 7 for Roughneck Racing, sponsored by Wagner's Welding. Making it possible for you guys to be viewing this tonight. Next week we're headed to Michigan. I think I said that a few times. We'll say it again one more time. It's going to be interesting to see here on this restart. Drivers able to get settled down. Fastest lap is 32-second laps. A couple drivers have them, high 32s. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, but 84 Hawkins, our control car, top 3 finisher last week, 13 on the outside. I have to watch these two tango or waltz or whatever their preferred dance. Maybe they want a crunk, I don't know. The bump for Morton. Ramsey gets a good start. Island giving a little shove, a little love. Tight battle here with our leaders. Ramsey dropping. Likely that these trucks have fresher tires. On board with the 84 machine. Ramsey trying to fight off Pylon, but not able to. Good battle here down the backstretch. One more time. 24 laps to go. This thing is about to be some spicy jerk chicken. Morton should be able to clear up here. And he does. Very tight. Hawkins under Ramsey. Island able to get a little bit of a run. We're going to move back further in the field now. I mean, there's not a lot of time, but there is a lot of time. We're all looking under Ramsey here with Manning in behind. Copperthorne in front and Summerford in the 22 machine. Oh, driver sorted out in behind. Getting it done. Morton is in the lead and opening up a little gap. Not sure if anyone's going to be able to contest him. He's shown such dominating short run speed. Manning trying to get around 79 as they try to work around the 84 of Hawkins as well. Don Francesco up to 9th, started 16th on that restart. Up 7 spots already. He's on the move. Another caution. Oh, it's right in front there. Not sure who it was. I think it was the 28 of Murdoch. Getting tagged up into the wall. 06 sliding up the track. That's Laurent. That's Richardson in behind. Drag race down into turn 1. Morton up to 4/10 gap now. That 24 truck is making work of the field. He's 2 seconds back, and that's a lot, but now he's got some free space. 4/10 till his next truck. It's at 84 of Hawkins. But, in this amount of traffic, it's hard to say what's going to happen. Race giving a bumper to Ramsey. Trying to tell him to turn on the afterburners as they exit turn 4. Morton open up in a little bit more gap. Looking at our lap times, Morton was 1/10 quicker. Overall, Manning, Don Francesco, all faster than our top 3. The fourth, fifth, and sixth faster than 1, 2, 3. 17 laps to go. Take a look at our leader. You can just see the bees-ness in behind. Worrell charges in the bottom side under Copperthorne. Love to see if he gets a run here. Manning looks to use some aero. Worrell gets a little squiggly. Able to charge back up the track. Manning doing a good job of getting a run. Shows how he's managing the tires. Copperthorne pinches down a little bit on the exit of 4. They need to get around that 98 truck. Francesco's caught him. $15 laps to go, 14 at the line. 24 is looking to make the moves. The later pit strategy. He might be pulling out the ace of spades. I don't know what the significance of that is, but whatever. Looking at our lap times. Island a little bit quicker than Morton the last time around. 1/10 quicker. Don Francesco trying to get some runway on the outside of the 98. It looks like he's going to get it here. They're going to be 3 wide on the exit of 2. And he gets pinched down a little bit. Wasn't expecting that, but there should be enough room for Manning to complete the pass here as well. That's exactly what those drivers needed. They were fighting so hard with that 98 as he held on with a little bit older tires. Oh, it's on now. It is on. Up to the 29 machine here. Let's take a look at our lap times. You can see that Pylon has gained slightly the last few laps on the 88 of Morton. And that might be just due to how hard Morton pushes at the start of a run. Three tenths back with 11 laps to go. Don Francesco 2 tenths quicker than the cars in front of him. And looking at our lap times, Manning and Worrell are a slight bit quicker than P1 and 2, so it's going to be very interesting as we wind down with 10 laps to go. Who's taking home the cookies, who's shaking down the lady and grabbing all the marbles before they head home tonight. Island making a charge now. 2/10 back. Gets a run. Let's take a look at the battle up front here. They were pretty even on time, but Island has sucked right in. He's going to have to make a move fast before the 24 and the 78 get any closer. 9 laps to go. Island looking underneath. Morton doing a good job of running the high side. There you see the power of the outside lane. Island's not able to make it stick. Might have to shake and bake them and try to fake them to the outside before those trucks in behind catch. Island making a run here. 3/10 on the ticker, but now you're going to see the big steam coming off the exit. 2/10. 10th and a half. 1/10 back. Not enough. Looking low again. Only going to take one driver to make a mistake. Pylan's going to get a good run here on the exit of 2. But once again, that high side is dominant. And there you go. 24, 78, and 79 have all caught those front 2 trucks. With 7 laps to go. Now 6. Morton has opened up a little bit of lead. Pylan brushes the wall. That might open the door for the 24 and the 78 if they get any closer. Down into turn 3. Morton moves up the track looking for that big run. Lap times, 1 and 2 are a little bit slower than 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I mean, this is not the time to go anywhere or look away. Lap car moves out of the way, lets these guys duke it out. Oh, contact! Manning gets a little bumper. Go ahead and back that up for 1 second before we get to live action here. Warhol dives it in, gets in the bumper of Manning. Look back to live action here. Back up with our leaders. Francesco falls off a little bit. Not sure what happened there while we're playing with the cameras. Island's got to run. On the front stretch, he's got to run. He's got to nose. Run in the middle of the track there, trying to get a little bit of the grip on the higher side. Little brush with the wall from Morton. Battle here for Warhol and Don Francesco. That's going to allow our leaders to pull away. It looks like Pylan's got a nose. 2 to go. Pylan shipping her down to the bottom side of the track. Morton running the high groove. Great racing here. Pylan drifts up, shuts the door. Morton crosses over. Down the back stretch, Morton's got to run. Gonna have to ship it here. This is where the high side might just allow Pylan to clear. Morton cannot slide up. Pylan's gonna have to run. It's a final lap. This is for the cookies, the cake, the cheese. Who's got the cojones? Loses an edge a little bit on the middle of the corner. Morton slides up. It's like contact. Tough racing. Gonna be a drag strip here. Oh, Pylon rubs the wall. And our winner is going to be that 88 of Morton. Warall squeaks out P3, and Jamie Pylon, last season opener winner in P2. Don Francesco in 4th, Manning in 5th after the contact from Warall. Able to salvage it. We're going to take a quick little breather and get back to some racing interviews.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagner Welding. Wagner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagner Welding. Wagner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagner Welding. Wagner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank...
What a finish we just saw here with Speed Zone TV for Roughneck Wagner's Welding Truck Series, race number 2, Homestead, Miami Speedway. Just saw an epic battle for about the last, 10-ish laps or so between our leader, Mark Morton, and Jimmy Pylon. Running each other hard, but running each other clean there. But Morton was able to squeak away the win at the end with Pylon in 2nd and Warall in 3rd. So just waiting to see if we can grab a driver or two for an interviews. Maybe we can just roll some footage in the meantime and see what's going on. Battle between the top 5. Grab our 3rd place finisher, Matt Warall. What's up, Matt? How are you tonight, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. Man, wasn't that fun?
I mean, it was fun to watch. I don't know if it was fun to race, but it was fun
Woo!
to watch.
Oh man, it was great. This Wagner's welding Chevrolet was quick, and we didn't have any the speed up front, but as the race progressed, and we had some good long run speed, and worked out really well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I watched you at the start of the race. You kind of hung back a bit. You were still up in the top 10 for majority of the race, but as it went on, you just got faster and faster. Did you have any secrets as to how to save and manage tire?
We had a lot of practice sessions this week, and I really took advantage of that to learn my lines and learn my points and see how the truck was going to react in different situations. So I really took to practice this week, and I put the work in, um, and it shows. But man, I'd like to get some of that front run speed that them guys have. I thought he was going to catch him there at the end, but just didn't have the time.
Yeah, watching the first part of the run and everything, it was just more so that as they charged harder, that that the tire wear was hard, like the tire wear fell off more, so you started to claw back a lot the longer the run went on. And I think if you had like another 5 or 6 laps at most, you probably would have been able to clinch the win there.
Yeah, man, what a feeling though. I can't. Just being in the top three up here talking with you, it's I think it's my first one
Yeah, it
with
is.
this league, and it's a great group of guys, and I love running here, man.
Yeah,
I almost felt like I won it anyways.
I mean, that was honestly a very impressive performance. You had some contact there with the 78 of Manning. Was it just kind of like you guys were just battling for position as you were entering the corner? Did you expect him to come down, or what did you see from your front end?
It looked like I went to dive in underneath of him, and I don't know if he went to block or if we just kind of met at the same spot at the same time. That was hard racing. I hated for that to happen, but he had a heck of a save there. I'm glad he saved the truck and was able to keep going. I hated to see that happen. I would have rather passed him cleanly than something like that happen, and I hope he's not upset. But man, I just love running with these guys. They all drive good and they all drive hard.
Well, next week we're headed to Michigan. Are you going to be putting in the same amount of work again, or are you done now? Like, you got a podium, you're done.
No. I was talking with a bunch of these guys this week, and I think I've been here 3 years, and this is one of the first years that I actually feel like I can. I'm gonna get my first win. So as long as I keep feeling the good as I am, I'm gonna keep putting that practice in, and hopefully get me a top spot here before too long.
Heck yeah, brother. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we see you at Michigan next week?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Speed Zone TV for putting this on and airing it for everybody to watch. I hope they all enjoyed the show. James Welding and Roughneck Racing for putting this all together. Man, it was a great time. I'm over here, like I said, I felt like I won the race. Those guys.
You sound pretty damn excited, Matt.
I mean, these guys they do great, and I like racing here. It's I don't know what to say. I'm just tickled pink.
Oh, I mean, that's awesome. You stitched together a good run tonight, and providing that you do that homework for next week, I think you're gonna be in contention again. And Michigan is much like this place where tire management is key. And you definitely got it done tonight. So hats off to you and your P3, and just get your practice in. We'll be talking soon again, I'm sure.
Hey, I appreciate that, and I look forward to talking with you again. I know it's going to be more than once this year, I hope.
Oh, heck yeah, brother. All right, we'll take it easy, Matt. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. That was our P3 finisher, Matt Warall. You heard all the excitement in his voice tonight. Felt like a win. Definitely had the long run speed. We're going to be bringing in our P2 finisher and seeing what Jimmy Two Scoops Pylon has to say. Jimmy, talk to me, baby. How you doing?
Oh, I'm all right.
So you had some good runs tonight. You shuffled a little bit further back. We're up front most of the night. Your pitch strategy there. You and the 88 had the same pitch strategy, and then you had some hungry hippos behind you chasing you down. Tough battle at the end there. You guys were running hard with each other. What was going through your mind at the end there? You had, what could you have done differently to get the win?
I honestly don't know. I was pushing it as hard as I could.
Yeah, I saw a few times. You swapped up, ran the high side, ran the low side, and you brushed the wall. I think out of the last corner, which cost you a little bit of speed. And perhaps if you maybe, I don't know, save just another percent of tire somehow. You could have got the other side of the coin toss, but it was a good battle nonetheless.
Yeah, I enjoyed it up until the end. Let's see, I'm looking at my tire percentage. It's at 68 on the right front, 86 on the right rear. So yeah, I was pushing everything it fucking had. Excuse my language.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, just looking at the replay there, you had a run on the exit at 2. Mark, running hard. It's the end of the race. I mean, I didn't, from my perspective, and you can take it for what it's worth. Like, I feel it was just hard racing. Like, you're both battling for the win. Nobody got wrecked out. You won Daytona. You finished P2 tonight. You got to be feeling pretty good about the points.
Yeah, that's I appreciate that reminder, Robert, because with me going on vacation here in a couple weeks, I even told Tim and a couple other guys, like, I have to keep in mind, like, I go on vacation on the 30th, but I'll be back for Chicagoland, and the best thing I can do is finish as well as I can until then, and then when I get back, just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah,
That way
100%.
I can try to build that buffer.
So, do you think you're going to have the same kind of speed at Michigan next week?
Yes, sir. I back in seasons 2 and 3, I went back to back at Michigan. Um, so I'm hoping to recreate that success I've had at Michigan.
Heck yeah, Jimmy. Heck yeah. Well, you had a great run tonight, and obviously it's always a little bit challenging. I would say just having the win kind of squeak away from you a little bit. But looking at the bigger picture, last season's champion, P1, P2 on the season already starting off. Michigan's a good track for you. You got back-to-back wins in previous seasons. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Um, so I want to apologize to the James Wagner's Welding. When you interviewed me at Daytona, I completely forgot to shout them out. So that's my bad. That's on me. I should always shout out the sponsors and the partners of the league. Um, so I want to give a huge shout out to James Wagner's Welding. Everything he puts on, paying for everything, letting us, race competitively week in and week out. I'll give you guys a big shout out for broadcasting it so our friends and family can watch the races and the hard battles week in and week out. Um, Huge shout out to my teammates. Um, Poor Tim there at the end had to listen to me vent. So I want to apologize to Tim. Um, Apologize to Mark. Uh, I shouldn't have come over the radio. That wasn't cool. I let my anger get the best of me. Um, and I will try to do better. Um, Shout out to the other guys in the league that show up to practice every week. The practice races, the practices before the race. Um, they push me to get better every week. And to stay consistent, because if you don't, and I've learned this in this league, if you don't stay consistent and keep working at it, you're going to be left behind. Um, and that's what motivates me to keep on practicing and getting better and um, all that good jazz. Other than that, I want to give a shout out to um, my brother, uh, sister-in-law, little nephews, um, Adam, Kyle, Evan, Dylan, really good buddies of mine. They've supported me since season 1, and I appreciate it so much, more than they ever will know. Um, and that's another reason that drives me to continue to get better, is because I expect it out of myself.
Oh, heck yeah, Jimmy. That's a long line of appreciation you got there, and I'm sure them hearing the message from you gives them kind of like just that same appreciation back, just knowing that they support you and that you appreciate their support. So, congrats on your P2 tonight, Jimmy. We're headed to Michigan. Do your homework, get your butt back out there, and make sure you got it stitched up before you head on vacation, because there's still a lot of racing left. You had a great performance tonight, so it's easy to lose control of yourself and maybe perhaps not make the best judgment from time to time. But it's always better when you.
Yes, and it took me a few minutes, but I'm starting to calm down and starting to, the adrenaline's starting to kind of chill. And yeah, I messed up. I shouldn't have come over the radio like that. That's the competitive side of me that I don't like to show a lot, because that's not how I want to be as a driver, even if it is on iRacing, because that's not a good human being.
Yep, that's
You
fair,
don't make
buddy.
friends that way.
Yep.
And before you let me go, I think they're partnered with Roughneck. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
You mean Renegade?
Renegade and 760
Graphics.
graphics. I want to, thank them, thank Johnny, Heath. I've talked with Heath quite a few times. Awesome dude. And that's all I got with my long-winded interview.
every time, Jimmy. It's all good, brother. Congrats on your P2. Let's see you bounce back and be the good person that you are at Michigan next week.
Alrighty. Sorry again, Robert, for my long-winded interview.
It's all good, man. But we'll talk soon, Jimmy. Take care, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
Alrighty, man. See ya.
Yeah, see ya. That was our P2 finisher, Jimmy Pilon. You heard it from him. Motions got a little bit better of him in a heated battle with that lead. But let's bring in our P1 finisher, Mr. Marcus Morton. What is up, Mark? How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, Mr. Robert. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty dang awesome. Excellent battle tonight. It was fun watching you kind of just, I'm gonna call it. I mean, you were the pretty lady all night because everyone was chasing you around the damn track. You had such good short run speed. What was your secret sauce there? And is that what you wanted to do, or is it just what happened?
A little bit of both. I was running. Like you seen like those scary movies, how like the person is running away from the villain.
Yeah.
Everybody behind me was the villain, and I was running. I was burning up my tires. The first couple stints, I ended up getting like a 2-second lead. Then caution would come out, and then I saw Ty was catching me, and I was like, all right, well, Ty's running the bottom. He caught me, and then I bit it, and then he bit it with me. Caution came out, and then it was just trying to get to the front as quickly as I could. Trying to give everybody enough room as I could before to pass them, because I wanted to be up front. I wanted to maximize my points before I leave next week. But I mean, everybody was a bad person. I was just a little dumb blonde trying to run away from everybody in the scary movie.
Yeah, I mean, excellent strategy for you tonight. You took the one pit stop. I think you fell back a couple times. You were just inside or just outside of the top 10. You navigated back up through the field. You got the lead at the end, and then you had an epic battle with the 29 machine where you guys were swapping lines, going high and low on each other. And what was your take in the last few laps there? Would you have been able to hold him off much longer? It looked like he had a little bit more steam than you at the end.
Heavens no. How about with like 5 to go? I was like, this race is too long. I was about to come out already and like, Dougie, next time cutting down 10 like 10 laps. Like he was catching me. At first I was trying to manage the gap. Like I knew Jimmy I knew he was gonna catch me. And to me, he's the bar for this for him. He's 2-time. And he's a hell of a good racer. He's come a long way, and him and I will talk about it afterwards. But towards the end, coming out of two, my wheel was 90 degrees. I was feathering the throttle, and I didn't want to push him into the wall or anything like that. But I mean, he was. If there was another lap, he would have caught me. I was running anywhere he was because
Yeah,
I
of course.
knew I could kind of tell that he was okay on the bottom, but the top he would just back the entry so well and just get a hell of a run off the corner. So I was like, all right, well, he wants to ride the top, I'll ride the top. And then he got underneath me, he passed me, and I was like, great. And I I don't know what rubber I found to have to get back by him. But I mean, it was a hell of a battle with him towards the end, and I knew once he was there, I was looking at Matt. I was looking at the distance between Matt and Ty, because Ty was the class of the field on the bottom. Everybody tried to run the bottom. I tried to run it when I saw him getting close to me early in the race, and I just messed I whiffed it, so I pitted. But I mean, I knew like 10 more laps, Jimmy would have had it.
Yeah, I think
But
if anything, Mark is if it went even 5 more laps, I think that 79 would have got you both. He just
oh yeah,
he seemed to have a different gear the last 10 laps and was just able to outsave Manning. He a slight bit of contact on Manning, able to get around Don Francesco the 24, and then Jimmy had pushed really hard in 3 and 4 and brushed the wall, so that gave you lots of room, and then ultimately sealed the deal for your win. But I think if there had been more time, and I think you should probably pay Dougie off, as you got to shorten these races. I think you're exactly right.
It was those last 10 felt like 100 times over again. But no, you were right. Like Matt was catching us. I think him and Ty. I knew they had taken tires with. They had the fresher tires.
Yeah.
I was trying to manage my tires, and then like I was looking at my lapper, and it was saying like, all right, if there's a caution under 20 to go, I'm gonna pit. And if there's caution under 10 to go, I'm gonna pit. No caution. So I mean, I had what I had, and I mean, I probably would have finished fourth if there was 10 more laps. I mean, I think my tires were at like 55.
Oh
So I mean,
wow!
I cooked them, and I thought I was saving them.
You definitely
But
weren't saving him.
I guess I got to go back to tire saving school.
Yeah, but no, heck of a run, and the battle between you and 29. My take on it was, the last 3 laps was respectful but hard racing. I mean, you both ran each other hard and tight. The contact is just really just innocent contact of battling for a win. So, hats off to you tonight for getting it done. You said you're going away. Are you going to be around for Michigan?
No, I am leaving to go to Maryland on Monday to shoot some grenade launchers
Okay.
for
Okay
work.
then.
So I'll be gone all next week, and that's kind of the reason why. Just like how Jimmy was saying in his interview, you want to get as much points as you can for the weeks that you're gone. And with being in the military, I mean, it's 1 week that I know it all kind of varies, but I mean throughout this season of Roughneck, I mean I could be on the field with it being summertime. I could leave for deployment if something were to happen. So I mean like I try to get as many points as I can while doing the best that I can to race everybody respectfully. But I mean, like I said, I knew too. I at the end, when it's emotions got the best of me, I slowed down. I was gonna, just I felt bad because I try not to race people dirty, but I mean that's just unfortunately how the cookie crumbled this race. But I mean this next week, well, next week for everybody else, and then I think you said is Chicago after Michigan or
Let's double check.
um,
Kentucky,
Kentucky?
then the
Okay.
Rock.
Okay. Yeah. See those. Up in the air. I'm set on Michigan. I love Michigan, but No, I mean,
You should call in sick to using grenade launchers. That's what you should do. You got
would
some
you
roughneck
would
racing
you
to do, brother.
would you call in sick shooting grenade launchers
I
for
mean,
free?
I mean, probably not, but I'm just doing my job as a broadcaster, to say you should, but I mean, you shouldn't.
No, I know. While I'm here, if you don't mind, I would like to just apologize for the feathers that I have ruffled throughout the season. Me and Johnny had a heart to heart, and we kind of opened my eyes a little bit. So I do want to apologize to everybody and Roughneck. I apologize for racing you aggressively, making you nervous around me. I'm just like everybody else. I want to win. Um, and my driving can my adrenaline to win does take the best of me sometimes. So, but I'll put a target on my back if you owe me one. Go ahead.
I mean, that's fair, Mark, and very humble of you. We saw you in season 6. Was it? Did you clinch out two wins last season, but not running a full season?
Yeah, I was.
One for
Yeah,
sure.
I was.
Chicagoland
Yeah,
and somewhere else, I believe.
yeah, there was two. I don't remember the other one. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to get. You know, I'm trying to take away some wins from Jimmy.
Yeah, well, you got one tonight, and congrats. Great strategy. It worked out in your favor. You drove your ass off. You definitely deserve the win. And with the tire wear that you had compared to what he had, is that you had to fight to stay where you did. I think,
Mhm.
given the situation, you did it as respectfully as you really could while maintaining the win. Right, so. Hats off to you, Mark. It's going to be unfortunate that you're not going to be at Michigan because it's been fun watching you race and open up a gap on the field and then have them kind of claw you back in. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I hope you're able to make the most of the whole season and have a shot at the championship because you're definitely a contender for a championship here.
I guess I greatly appreciate the kind words, my friend. It really means a lot. Um, you know, I try my best, and sometimes it doesn't work out in my favor. So I mean, I take it how it is.
Heck yeah, brother. All right. Well, is there anyone else you want to give a shout out to before I sign off for the night?
Yes. You for putting on a hell of a podcast. I always enjoy watching it back, and uh, watching the stream. You probably got like an extra 20 views on the videos because I mean, I show my friends, I show everybody, not just, this is me, but like this is what iRacing is because apparently a lot of people in Colorado don't know what iRacing is.
No, they don't.
However, Doggy for putting on a hell of a league, everybody in the league, Dougie and Tim and Johnny, everybody in the league, bunch of great group of guys, and I believe that is it.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah, Mr. Morton. Like I said, heck of a win tonight. You deserved it. You fought hard. You got it done. I mean, you're sitting pretty good in the points right now. I think you're 4th or 5th overall. So, you're going to have good pace for even though when you're away and get some, I guess, back marker points for missing a race. But I'm looking forward to seeing you duke it out in the rest of the season. And, also a very humble perspective by you to just, kind of own maybe some bad blood that is created either through your own fruition or just others hating you for being so damn fast sometimes.
I don't think I'm fast, but I just think it's just kind of luck. I mean, I race like I race a lot, and it does kind of I do feel bad because sometimes I do take it away from my family, but they're very supportive of me being a mediocre iRacing driver. Um, but no,
All right, Mark. Well, have fun doing your crazy grenade launch and stuff, and we'll see you in a couple weeks when you get back.
all right, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, no problem. That was our P1 finisher, Mark Martin. You heard it from him. He's going to blow some shit up. Interesting perspective tonight from all the drivers. We heard Matt Worrell say, just how he felt like he won tonight with the caliber of racing that we've seen at Roughneck and for the Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Season 6 didn't disappoint. Season 7 hasn't disappointed whatsoever. We had a great finish at Daytona, an amazing battle here at Homestead, where, not everyone was friends at the end of the race. You heard Jimmy say, he was a little frustrated, and you heard Mark, acknowledge that maybe he's a catalyst of some frustration. The race did have a mix of quite a few cautions tonight, which did lead into some strategy for different drivers. But, the same cars were up front that we saw for the most part. And, just looking at our results, we'll cap that off before we say goodbye forever. So we just talked to the top 3, Morton, Pilot, and Worrell. Don Francesco, great run tonight in that 24. Manning, unfortunately, squeezes out a top 5, but a very dominating performance by him. Summerford, new to the series, in 6th. Isgrig in 7th. Wilkinson 8th. Copperthorne in 9th. Straminski 10th. Lessier in 11th. Phillips in the 46. I believe he's newer as well, in 12th. Ramsey in 13th in the 13 truck. Who would have thought? And Richardson grabs 14th. Grace, we saw him a bunch in the 12, grabbing 15th. Hawkins in the 84 in 16th. Murdoch in the 28 and 17th. Hunter didn't have a lot of camera time tonight, but has definitely been around as a staple in the 27, grabbing the 18th. Laurent in the 06 in 19th. Gary Miller in the 15th in 20th. And let's see where the rest of the field takes us. McKee, we didn't really spend camera time on him, but we saw him a bunch at Daytona, grabbing 21st. Fuller, we saw him involved in some carnage in 22nd. Presley as well with a solo spin in 23rd. BB not able to finish in 24th. Barker, no luck, Barker in 25th. Hartland, unfortunate damage from him in 26th. Hurst, we saw him get bonkered right at the start of the race, and he wasn't able to recover, finishing 27th. And the 28th truck, Vandenberg, rounding at the field. Big field tonight, and surely did not disappoint with the level of action that we saw throughout the evening from the mix of passing, the different driving lines. But, once again, here we are, and we're ready to watch the good old 88 just shake it down. And, our leaders are just lined up on the field. So great racing tonight overall. We're going to be back again next week at Michigan for 80 laps. Same crazy time of 7:25 p.m. EST on Speed Zone TV. I'm your host, Robert Warrens, bringing you all the exciting colored commentary. Shout out to Wagner's Welding for sponsoring the truck series at Roughneck, and as well as 760 Graphics in the market for some paints. Give those guys some love. And they've also partnered this year with Renegade Racing, who runs a different league on Thursday nights. You'll want to get in touch with them and, perhaps see what they have to offer you. But once again, we'll be signing off. Great racing by everyone tonight. Amazing finish. Hoping to see the same great action at Michigan Speedway. Have a safe week, everyone. And Speed Zone TV will be back again next week. Take care and goodbye.